Hello, and welcome to the 9th and last episode of the Dog Pound Rundown. We are here again to recap the previous week at Old Rochester.
This week, we are focusing mainly on the seniors, as this is their last year in high school.
Sadly, this will be the last episode of the Dog Pound Rundown, and me and Jacob will have our last day this upcoming Friday. However, any underclassman who enjoyed it and is interested in joining the club next year and being a part of the show, please contact us at ORC-TV. The information will be shown at the credits.
We sat down with some seniors to ask them to reflect on their time here at ORR, and also to speak upon their hopes for the future. We would like to thank all the seniors for participating in the video and coming down and speaking with us.
After the class, however many you want. Come on, go up there. It did? No, go up there. You go to study. Good question, because there's going to be...
Oh, I always stutter.
This?
So,
Everyone so far has literally answered and walked out there like, damn it.
Yeah, good question. Are you good?
Sure. No, fire away.
make sure your posture's good. Yeah, seriously. I should have tried hard.
I'm ready.
Okay, positive thoughts. Happy.
Just don't ask how senior year
We're
went,
happy.
because that was
Life is
not fun.
Life is good.
My plans for next year?
Oh, Jesus.
Next year, I'm going to be in Westfield State University.
I plan on joining the Army.
Hopefully the Air Force.
I'm going to BCC for 2 years. I'm majoring in behavioral social science, and I'm transferring to Unity for parks management.
Eat pizza! Nice!
Change one school rule. Definitely the backpack rule. I don't agree with that.
It's not one rule, it's like all of them a little.
Allow phones. Gotta have them. Yeah, no phones. Headphones too.
I think it would be cool if seniors would be able to leave campus during lunch to go get food.
Definitely the backpacks. Wish you could have them.
My favorite teacher, definitely Mr. Linane.
Gotta be Mr. Linane.
Miss Ribeiro.
Mrs. Brunel, definitely. Either Miss Grazer or Miss Foster.
Yeah.
The duo.
Same. Dream team.
Mr. Carroll or Mr. Carvalho, probably.
I have too many.
Lauren, Heather, the stage, and Martin.
Miss Brunel, Miss Kidney, Miss Foster, Miss Matos, Mr. Carroll, Mr. Beeson.
Yep, Mr. Beeson, Brittany Lestage, Mr. Morton,
Mr.
Miss
McCarthy.
Foster, yep.
Miss Tallman or Mr. Kelsey?
Mr. Everett. Miss Grazer.
Mr. Carroll, Mr. Beeson,
Miss
Miss
Tallman.
Fanas.
Miss Tallman, I didn't have her, but she never marks me late, so.
Senioritis.
Me go first, then you go.
Okay.
Okay.
Awful.
Senioritis is like when you wake up in the morning and you don't want to move, except it lasts all day. Every day. For about 180 days.
A terminal illness that is extremely devastating when it's early onset.
It's a sickness. It's contagious. Lethal.
It's kind of every year.
You know, with the help of my good buddy Russ here, it was easy.
How has
By waking up really late, going to school, going to soccer practice.
Every night, I'd come home, and I would just cry for hours. But then I would pick up my phone, and I would see the picture of Mr. Parker.
Looking at myself in the mirror and telling myself to stop being a pansy and just go to school and get your work done.
Yeah.
Through other people's homeworks. Coffee.
My ideal job, I want to go into engineering, but being completely honest, it's whatever I'm happy with in the future, no matter how much I make. It's whatever I'm excited to go to every morning.
Working in an engineering field, working with computers and electronics, just doing what I like, making a decent amount of money hopefully.
To be a nurse.
To become a physical therapist.
Being a WWE wrestler?
Crocodile hunter, probably. Yeah. African safari.
Just making the most money possible.
Words? 3 words.
Get me out. As Duvall would say, cross the finish line.
Awful, terrible, and,
Devastating.
yeah.
Easy, but hard.
I can't think of a last word.
Old Rochester Regional.
Want to get out.
Better than junior year. That's 4.
Future.
Don't do that question. Don't do that question.
I finally get to be on my own and kind of like thrive like by myself compared to having all the setbacks of like being a kid. And we finally get to be adults in the future, which is a whole set of responsibility that like I think we need to have that we don't get now. So
Not having as many rules and chilling and doing whatever I want to do.
Not knowing what's gonna happen.
Getting coffee with you every morning.
Never mind, I want to be an astronaut.
Have fun. Just stay on top of your, you know what.
Wear a belt.
Just have fun. You only do this once in your life for 4 years, so.
Try your best
It's worth it.
to find another school.
Do your homework. Study.
Try to enjoy senior year. Don't stress yourself out with hard classes and just kind of relax.
Yeah.
How's senior?
Oh, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to be here.
What will I miss the most about high school?
Being able to be with all my friends all the time and being able to see everyone in my grade every day and kind of like having that normalcy of like everybody together.
Probably coming into class and fooling around with my friends, sometimes getting kicked out. But overall, just being able to see the people I grew up with every day.
The thing I'll probably miss the most is seeing Tom Gronsky walking down the hallways.
Probably chilling with the boys in the hallways.
Probably my friends.
I'm definitely gonna miss my friends most.
I think I'm gonna miss all my friends, seeing everyone. Ditto.
Hunter. Absolutely nothing.
Seeing Julia every morning, every day.
Probably sports.
Chilling with the boys.
Yeah, definitely hanging out with friends.
Is that it? Okay.
Is that it?
Sweet.
Yeah, that's it.
Good job, Russ. I'm good, honestly.
Depends how much footage you need. You know me.
Oh!
5, unless you don't have to do 5, it's however many you want. Come on.
Now, I went down to the tech room, otherwise known as the brains of the school, to have a sit-down talk with Mr. Ashley and Mr. Houde about what goes on down in their office in the school.
Hi, I'm John Ashley, Building Technology Coordinator for the high school, junior high, and essentially the elementary schools too, so we do it all.
And I am Matt Houde. I am a support specialist at the high school and the junior high school and also at the elementary school sometimes when need be.
Probably the most common error is a user error. I'm just kidding. No, it's honestly, our jobs here have such a wide scope. I mean, I like to say that if it plugs in, we have to fix it. So every day it's always something new. And sometimes it's something simple like I can't print, or more complex like I need you to design a report for me in the Power School server so that I can get this information out. So each day is a little bit different, but I would say common issues would be simply going to help a student log in. I mean, that's an easy one. So wouldn't you say?
I would say that's definitely true. A lot of times it is things that are simple, things like printing, internet access. A lot of those are small problems, but sometimes, as you can see, they can actually be large problems. And so behind the scenes, sometimes there's a lot of stuff going on that sometimes people just don't see. So.
I started here in 1999, which is hard to believe. I've been here for almost 20 years. It's crazy. And I have to say I absolutely love it here. I've been here so long that I can't imagine being anywhere else. I've enjoyed watching things grow and watching things progress technologically and keeping things running.
And I have been here for 5 years. I came from software development, and I manage databases for a small software company on Cape Cod. Best job I've ever had, that's for sure. We work really well together as a team, which is great, and we solve problems together, which is awesome. But this has been a great learning experience for me, that's for sure.
I felt like I always had an aptitude for taking things apart and putting them back together. And while in college, I realized about halfway through my 4 years in school that I needed to change the direction that I was headed. And so I decided to go into computer information systems, and it was one of the best moves I ever made because I find that it's challenging. As I said before, every day is something different, and you're always learning new things, especially because technology is always evolving. And so one day you might learn one thing, and then 2 years later it's obsolete, right? You've got to learn a whole new thing. So it's always a challenge, and I love those challenges. It's like when you're presented with a problem, you're like a bloodhound. You've got to fix it, and you feel like that desire to just follow through and find a solution. So,
yeah, following up on that point, I can definitely say that as a child, I loved taking things apart and putting them back together. And you have to have that desire and that drive to want to solve problems, to be in this field. And, every single day it's something different. It's a new challenge. And we're able to effectively fix a lot of these problems that come up. And like John said, what's cutting edge technology 1 month can be trailing edge within 6 months after that. And so you always have to be on the cutting edge of what's coming up next. And how are we going to support these new devices and the new technologies and the new software that's coming out. So that's a challenge for us, is always staying up to date with that stuff for sure.
So one of our recent upgrades was we were fortunate enough to get funding to upgrade our closed circuit camera system, and it's absolutely phenomenal what we've put in. We were able to about basically triple the number of cameras that we have and upgrade them to digital cameras. A lot of them were analog before. And we have a great view of what's happening in the buildings now. And it's helped out a lot. I mean, it's really for everybody's benefit. Some of the kids get a little uncomfortable. Oh, there's a camera in the ceiling. But it's like the camera at the ATM, it's there. If there's something happens, something goes wrong, we're able to. No, nobody's spying on anybody. It's never like that. It's never been like that, and it never will be like that. But we can kind of give you a little snapshot of some of the cameras that we have. I mean, there's no secret cameras, so it's not like we have to worry about that.
So I think we have 82 cameras now?
Roughly, yeah.
Okay, yeah, and that includes outside cameras that pan, tilt, and zoom, which is great. We're able to keep an eye on the parking lots. We're able to keep an eye on, possibly, if somebody was here that maybe shouldn't be here. We can actually pull the cameras up almost immediately, whether it be on our phone, iPad, our computers. We're all able to, just make sure that everything's going smoothly and that the campus is secure and safe.
Right. I know it sounds silly, but I like trying to explain just a handful of what our responsibilities actually are. Just looking around here, we've got the clocks, we've got the phones, we've got the paging system, we've got the security system, we've got our budget servers, the food service server, the HVAC server.
Yeah,
I mean, we've got so much hardware and software to maintain. You have to do it all, and one of the challenges is that you're expected to be an expert on all of it, and that's sometimes a little difficult. Managing expectations. That's what Matt and I like to often talk about is the expectation versus the reality that if something breaks, we can just fix it, or someone calls you up and says, hey, how do I do this formula in my spreadsheet? And it's something I've never even heard of. It's like you just have to give them the answer of, well, hang on, I'll let you know how you do that once I look it up.
I would say definitely it's it's always a challenge to sometimes manage expectations because certain people, oh, thank you.
Sorry.
Certain people, I think, understand that it's not just a snap of the fingers. And sometimes it is. Sometimes we can fix things very, very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
But again, it's perceptive. It's what is the perception? And sometimes what would seem very, very simple can be very complex, and sometimes what seems very complex can be fixed in the snap of a finger. But it's actually managing those expectations and making sure that everybody perceptively can understand,
Right.
the complexity of all the issues.
Right. Actually, going on that, that's a good segue into talking about the Chromebook initiative that we've taken on across the district. When we first talked about buying Chromebooks, I was skeptical. I really was like, it's really just a glorified web browser. This thing is not going to do what we need it to do. But it has been a great experience, not just for the students, but also for us, because now we have these devices at the elementary level. We're almost 1-to-1, and we have several hundred here at the high school and junior high as well. And to have a device that you can reset completely to the factory settings within a minute, it's really made our jobs a lot easier as far as maintaining this number of devices that we have, and I think it's been a big success.
I would definitely agree with that. There's always hesitation when we're making changes within tech because you can't sometimes perceive what's actually going to come down, the pike on any type of large rollout like that. And as of right now, we have almost 1,700 Chromebooks district-wide. That includes the elementary schools. And with that, sometimes comes these macro problems that you sometimes can't actually predict what's going to happen. But overall, the model that we chose has been very robust. It's been very tough. It's taken the beating that they can sometimes take. And one of the great things too is it's been a good learning experience for the student help desk because the Chromebook is a much more simple piece of equipment, piece of hardware, and it's enabled us to train some people in the student help desk on how to fix, replacing a screen or popped off keys or how to completely reset one in 5 minutes and bring it back to its factory settings. So it's been a good learning experience for the students as well.
Okay, so we're going to do a quick tour of what they call the head end room or the data center here. We've got over here, we've got our HVAC server for the heating and ventilation. We can manage, actually from this machine, we can connect to the heating and cooling systems in all of the schools across the district. Here we have our new security system. You'll see here we have several new cameras here, and I don't know if you can see thumbnails of some of the views that we have at the high school and junior high, outside, inside. It's really something. We're really enjoying the new tech here. Over here, this is our phone system. Each one of these carriages supports a different area of the building. Here we've got paging for the high school and junior high, video distribution. Well, that's just the back of the rack. Nobody looks at the back. Maybe we'll hit the lights over here for this part. So people tend to get intimidated when they look at the coils of wires. But once you have an understanding of what it all does, it's really not that bad. It's like lifting the hood on your motor. So here, this is our core switch. All of the wireless access points and the wire drops inside the classrooms, they all filter through switches. That we have a fiber optic backbone here that runs to all the closets around the facility. And then they all funnel into the core switch, which eventually goes out through the firewall. And it's fairly stable. We've had pretty good experiences throughout the years, and we've upgraded a few things. We're in the process of slowly upgrading our wireless and some of the infrastructure. We have a long way to go, and we're going to keep moving forward as slowly or quickly as we can afford to do that. Over here, we kind of have our tower, a tower of power, we'll call it here. We've got different servers for different functions here. So we've got terminal services, our Power School server for the district, food services, the NutriKid system, our budget sense server for all of the finance pieces of things. This one's just a backup. So we've got a couple of Apple servers still running for our Apple clients that we still have throughout all the computer labs. And that's kind of an overview. We've got security, we've got the master clocks and all the phone wiring and paging wiring. So we've got to manage all of it. And so it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, but that's what we're here for. We've got roughly, well, not roughly, we have 7 other rooms like this around the building, but they're much smaller. They're just small closets that have like basically one rack and then each one of those, you can see these big bundles of wires, those go out through these main, sorry, the words escaping me. Conduits, there you are, Matt's got the word. These large 4-inch conduits go out to the other areas of the building. And everything funnels down to this room. So that's why we're in the basement. That's why we have no windows, so we can't be affected by the outside environment. So, and that's why we have this beautiful refrigerator running 24/7. That's not running now, but.
Well, that does it for this episode. To any students who are interested in running the program next year, I gotta say we've learned a lot this year, and it really could give you a head start in the future if you wish to proceed in film and TV industry.
And I couldn't recommend this program enough. It has inspired me to pursue this as my future, and I have high hopes for it. And I'd like to have a special thanks to our supervisors, Gary and Robert, for making everything possible, and a special thanks to Mrs. Jonas at the TV production class for getting us interested in this from the start when I first joined her classes at ORR. It's just been great ever since.
For any underclassmen, when we graduate, there will be 2 positions to be filled if you would like to participate in the show. It would be completely under your control with the help of Gary and Robert. They help produce every single step of the way, and they're really great mentors in this program.
And probably more than 2 positions, actually. They're probably looking to expand it next year. So anyone, just contact ORCTV. We'll give you the means to do so at the end of the credits. And thank you, everyone, for watching.
Thank you for watching. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Connor. Good luck out there.